everyone, I'm Christina, and today I'm going to do a full project analysis for the upcoming project in Toa Payoh called the Orie. So first thing first, this will be the first project that's going to launch in 2025, and so let's begin. Okay, so some little background about the developers. So the Orie is actually developed by these three developers, namely CDL, Fraser, and sqft House. Okay, so some introduction for this three developer is that CDL, we know that has a very long history in Singapore, listed in Singapore Exchange, and has like 61 years of experience in building houses in Singapore. And some of the projects they have built, like namely Whistler Grand, you can see that once you drive past through the West Coast area, it's actually very iconic. And also Commonwealth Tower. Okay, so next is Fraser Property. Fraser Property, we are also very familiar with it. They have a lot of like shopping centers built by them, and not to mention the first shopping center that they built is the Central Point. Okay, and some of the noticeable projects that's built by them are like North Park Residence, Sky Eden at Bedok. Yeah, so these two developers are really very renowned lah, okay? And then lastly, the third developer is sqft House. Okay, this developer is, I personally feel that it's actually quite rather new, that we didn't like really hear in that, like since the last few years. So they have some history, is that they are origin from Japan, also over 60 years of experience, and have built over 2.6 million houses around the world. Yeah, so it's not just like in Singapore, but around the world, in Japan, and also all. Okay. Okay, and then the project they have built before are like Watertown and also One Holland Village. Okay, and some of the new inside info is that Fraser Property and sqft House are going to come together and redevelop the 999 years leasehold site of Robinson Walk, and also Fraser Place at Robinson Walk as well. So this is going to be very exciting because they are going to build more and more iconic buildings in Singapore. Okay, so next, some little information about the Orie. Okay, so you can see Orie, right? It's going to be in Toa Payoh. So it will consist of two blocks here, two blocks of 40-story with basement car park. And also the address will be at block 10 and 12 at Lorong 1 Toa Payoh. You can see that total unit will be 770. Yep. But one thing interesting is that the number of car park is 627 car park, and also include the 19 electrical lot and 5 accessible lot, right? The total number of car park, right, is 651, but there are 777 units, meaning to say not all the unit will be allocated with like a one car park. A car park lot lah, okay? So this you really have to like take note. But usually for those one bedder, they are usually for investment purposes. They do not need a car park lot lah, okay? And then of course, lastly, the TOP timing will be, as of now, is stated in 2023 May. Okay, but given the past record of CDL, Fraser, they usually will be able to complete earlier. So probably will be around like late 2028 or 2029. Then you will be able to get the keys and move in. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, so the Orie, right? When these three developers, they buy and bid for this land, they bid it for 968 million here. Okay, so after including all the land costs, construction costs, financing, all the other marketing costs, the break-even price is 2305. Okay, So given that if let's say we add like a 15% profit to the break-even price, the launch price will be estimated to be around 2,650 PSF. And if let's say the developer wants to have more profit, to be like 20% profit, it will be at 2,770 PSF. Okay, but in my case study here, I will start off with 2005 PSF. So we will use it as a gauge first because now currently we do not have any of the pricing. We only have the price on the launch date. So this is the projects that I'm going to use later, right? The figure is just for a gauge, okay? Okay, so now next, the locations of the Orie. Where is the Orie? Okay, so Orie is actually here. Okay, you can see, right? So it will be a 5 minutes walk to the Braddell MRT. And of course, there is also like 2 eating place here that will be near you. Probably like a 2 or 5 minutes walk. And also you can take note of some of the projects that I highlighted here, the HDB, new HDB that is around you, because this is going to affect your profit when you, if let's say you decided to exit in times to come, okay? And also, so these are the HDBs that I've highlighted that are newer, okay? And also 2 of the condos that nears you, that I will be also using them for my analysis today. Okay? Next. Okay, so in terms of MRT, since Orie is actually located in Toa Payoh, right? So you will know that it's going to be very, very accessible by the public transport. So Orie, 5 minute walks to Braddell MRT. And then the next stop, right, which is here, it will be Bishan. And Bishan, you know that they have like the Circle Line and our red line here. And then going up again, you also can have like 3 more stops. You can reach like Serangoon, which has your purple line there. And then subsequently from here onwards, you also have your Botanic Gardens. Okay, so it's actually very connected. If let's say you need to access like different various lines across Singapore, this is going to be your plus point, okay? And of course, if let's say you are working towards the CBD area, right, you also have like direct access here. You can go to Raffles Place in its stop here, okay? So now here, this is the Expressway. So in case you drive, the Orie is actually located here, okay? Orie is very well connected currently by the CTE and PIE, okay? And not to mention the upcoming North-South Corridor Expressway that will connect you from the north to the south, so to make your traveling time to the city even faster as compared to now lah. Okay, probably like will be within 20 minutes and you can reach to like all the other places. And given that we know that Toa Payoh is actually smack right in the middle of like Singapore, so traveling to north, south, east, west is going to be like really, really, really fast. Okay? Okay, so primary school around the Orie. Personally, to me, I feel that all the primary school in Singapore are generally all the same, so shouldn't be placed too much of a concern. But as a real estate agent, when it comes to like a reputable school that is around you, I do realize that rental units move faster and also have more ability to command a higher price. So if let's say you are buying a unit in Orie for investment purposes, like maybe even like this tiny bit of investment purposes, this primary school, especially the primary school that is like near you within 1 kilometer, is crucial to you. First is first Toa Payoh and Guangyang here, and also Pei Chun and Kanching here. And as of today, CHIJ Primary School, challenging, probably further away in 1 kilometers, but you can check on the one map for the homeschool distance. But it should be within 2 kilometers, should be 1 plus lah. Okay, so you can actually do a check to further confirm on this. Okay. Okay, so the Orie. What is new about the Orie? New homes, of course, all the smart functions that you can see here, is definitely included. But what actually interests me here is the residential service. This is actually something that you wouldn't usually see in most of the neighborhood condos. Only in those very prestige condo that they will have this kind of concierge service for you. So for this, right, this residential service, what they do is that they can help you to arrange laundry, transport booking, cater for party, restaurant reservations. Okay. So for this, it's going to be a very super added bonus for investors, because if let's say you were going to rent out this unit to your tenant, when they first came to Singapore, they don't know how to do anything, they can actually have this access to this service, can make their life easier in Singapore, and also very suitable for elderly estate, especially for those elderly that doesn't do a lot of the IT stuff. They can also get their help to navigate around Singapore. Okay, so now site plans of the Orie. So just some of the quick things that I need to highlight is that you need to take note of where the site gate is. It's actually highlighted in yellow here. So these are the side gates points that is around here. And also there is a tennis court here. So nowadays in newer project, we don't really see a tennis court lah. So for here, we do still see a tennis court, which is good because people still play tennis. And also one thing that this developer has smartly done up is that they actually have this 2 little small gap here that you can see on the site plan that I've circled. So this is actually very smart of the developer, that I would say, because it added some of the unique feature to the 2 bed, 1 baths, and also the 3 bedroom. Yeah, so they will be able to include a window in the kitchen and also in the bedroom. So it's something that is very rare and unique, hardly see in the market today, which I will mention it later lah. Okay, next, the views. Okay, so the Orie is actually separated by 2 blocks right here, right? So you can see this is block 10 and this is block 12. So block 12 will face the south, and which is towards the Toa Payoh CBD view, which is the better view lah, because you can get to see the flyers, the CBD, and when it comes to New Year fireworks, you probably can get to see it if let's say you are high enough. And then for the north view here, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just that because there is a direct comparison towards the CBD where there is probably fireworks and the city view, right? So it will be less advantage as compared to the south view, but you can still get to see all those residential houses view buildings in Ang Mo Kio and Bishan here lah. And if let's say you are really really high enough, you probably can see JB as well. Okay, so this is some of the views, the drone view that we have as of now. So you can see for the north, if let's say you are at the north side, right, starting from level 23 onwards, you can see the skyline of all the residential that is here. Actually not too bad lah, really really not too bad. I mean, if let's say you want to compare to the south view that's below, of course you have your CBD and also the iconic the Toa Payoh towers here. Yeah, so in terms of view-wise, of course, the south will be much preferred, but I would say that the north side, the view isn't that bad as well. Okay. RC ledges of the Orie. So you know that in order for developers to build like iconic buildings, they need to do something out of their usual to the buildings, which is RC ledges, then to enhance their beauty. So depending how you see it, this RC ledges, the pros can be it can enhance the building design and also possible sunshade for some of the homeowners that you stay there. But the downside of this RC ledges is that it probably will catch dust and also like some items that is like thrown down by the upstairs neighbors lah. Then so you will have like that kind of things that is like catches around there and you do not know how to clean or sweep it down to your next level or whatsoever. So depending how you see it, if let's say you're someone who likes to opens the window and you don't like to see unsightly stuff lying around outside your house, then probably you don't choose units that's like got RC ledge. But if let's say you are someone who doesn't open the window that often and having like this dust that is like around your RC ledges doesn't get on your nerve, and you actually even like it because of like the sunshade, and you can actually be shaded even in the day that your house will be like cooler, go ahead. Okay, units mix for this project. Very well evenly distributed, I would say, ranging from 1 bed plus study all the way to 5 bedroom. Almost like all the bedroom type will have like 78 units, 77 units, so it's like very well distributed. And to mention that this 2 bedroom in total, right, contribute to be like around 50% of the units, and for usually this 3 bedroom for own stay purpose, right, also another 50% of the units. So very well thought of. So it's just some brief introduction is that usually investor will go for 1 bed, 2 bed, or maybe like 3 bed in this case because of the possible layout. And usually for 2 bed is like young family with like 1 kid. Family will probably go for like 3 to 4 bedroom, and 5 bedroom probably for like multi-gen, which I feel that in Toa Payoh is totally makes sense because Toa Payoh is somewhere that is like mature estate lah, so there will be a lot of elderly, and in order for you to stay close and be with your elderly parents, having this multi-gen really benefits you a lot lah. If let's say you do have the plans to move in with your parents and then take care of them together with your families. Okay, so now we are going to do the analysis for the 1 bedroom. So for the 1 bedroom, there's only 1 layout and the guided starting price is from 1.3 onwards. Okay, so for here, this is the 1 bedroom layout that you can see. Okay, let me zoom in for you. Okay, so this layout I think is actually very standard and very nice because they have this dual door swinging. We call it like Jack and Jill, so you can also access it through the master bedroom, and your guests can also enter from here as well. So this is the first thing that I see. And also when you walk in, right, there is also a study area, extra space for you to do your work, or if let's say you use it for like storage is also possible. And of course, here you need to watch out for the RC ledge lah. Okay, so if let's say you prefer the RC ledge, then it's not going to affect you a lot. But if let's say you are not someone who prefer the RC ledge, then probably you try to avoid these units lah. Okay, it's very different. So you can see the RC ledge, right? So for the RC ledge, it will mainly affect the north block, which is this one, stack 4. Okay, it will be like this. And of course, the southern side, because it's towards the CBD area, right? So it will also be more of a premium stack that I would say. So for a harmonized project, right? Okay, so sorry, I forgot to mention that for harmonized project, which means that AC ledge will not be included in your floor plan. So whatever dollars that you spend is going to be usable space for you. Okay, so for harmonized projects like the Orie, 517 square feet is actually quite big for a one-bedder. I mean, later I will compare it with like the neighboring projects that you can compare and see for yourself. So it's actually not too bad. So for me, if let's say you do have the intentions to get a one-bedder in the Orie, I would suggest to go with like the southern stack here first because of its better view. But if let's say you are going to do it like an investor for investment purposes, then probably you can choose any unit that is like of the lower price. I will tell you why later. Because here now we are going to talk about rentability for the Orie. So now here we have the Gem Residence 1-bedroom. They have 2 layouts that you can see on the left and the right. No much different, probably just like the corridor, like longer, shorter, just here lah. But for in today's market, as of this date of filming, around 900,000 you can get a one-bedder here already. Yeah. Okay, and for today, the rental for Gem Residence for one-bedder, you can see that's like here. Oops. Yeah. So you can see it's actually, on the average, you can command like a 3,000 per month, which give you like a 4% yield, which is pretty good for the Orie. Okay, but if let's say in future when you collect the keys and you want to do rental, if let's say you were to command at 3,000 as well, given that I have done the calculation, assuming you buy in the Orie at 2,005 PSF, so if let's say you get like the lowest and the most affordable unit, right, about like 1.292 here, and you expect the rental to be like 3,000, if let's say the rental market is going to be like stable for the next few years, the rental yield is like 2.8 here lah. As compared to the others, like the Gem Residence is actually not so good lah. Unless you really wants to stay in Toa Payoh and this is like for your own stay, then subsequently maybe you think of like renting it out, probably you can consider this. But if let's say you are like an investor that you purely want to have this unit for rental, then probably it won't give you that much of a rental yield as compared to your neighbor like the Gem Residence. So now we are going to do a floor plan comparison between the Orie 517 versus the Gem Residence 452 and 484 kind of like floor plans. So you can see on the left is the Orie harmonized, and on the right is non-harmonized, means your AC ledge is also included in the floor size. So you can see the biggest unit is like 484, which include the AC, is quite tight lah. So the difference here, of course, is the study area that you have for the Orie. So like I mentioned, Orie is suitable for people who is looking for own stay, then maybe probably subsequently you can rent it out if let's say you have like expanding families. And it really depends on your lifestyle. If let's say you're someone like me that you need to have like an extra space to keep like maybe your luggage and all this, then probably Gem Residence doesn't have this extra space for you to keep your luggage, your shoes and all this lah. So I would say personally I would prefer the Orie 1+ study for the extra space of storage, just because of my OCD character. Okay, so but if let's say you are like we want to do like be a landlord and just go for rental, for rental yield wise, probably Gem Residence will be more suitable for you. Okay, so now let's move on to 2-bedroom analysis for the Orie. Okay, so just now I mentioned 2-bedroom, there's actually 3 types of layout, and the guided price is starting from 1.5 million onwards. So let's go on with the first layout that we see here, which is a 2-bed 1-bath at 592 square feet. So this layout, right, there is like 2 units. that you can have it. One will be at the north side, which is like the stack 5 here, and also the south side at stack 15. Okay, so the difference between these two, of course, is like the view and also the RC ledgers that I actually put here. Meaning, if let's say you are someone who likes dark room, then probably no difference for you. But if let's say you are someone who doesn't like dark room and you also don't like to see dust, then probably you have to choose this one, because your common bedroom will probably don't have the RC ledge. Okay, so for this layout here, right, is a very typical dumbbell layout that you can have like 2 bedrooms that is like on the left and the right here. And one good thing about this layout is that there is a tuck-in kitchen. Okay, so tuck-in kitchen is actually much more preferred, because if let's say you do like heavy cookings and all this, right, then it won't be like an open space and then stink up your whole house. And also remember, just now at the beginning of my introduction to the site plans, I mentioned that the developer has a very smart, details-oriented this kind of design that is like built here. Like they have like 2 small gap here. So these 2 small gap, right, for these 2 bed, 1 bath units, it allows you to have like a kitchen here, and a window in your kitchen. So probably means that your kitchen will be brighter, and also can walk hay if let's say you really want to be someone to do the cookings because of the windows here. Okay, and then of course beside that you also have like a Jack and Jill toilets here. Okay, so your master bedroom can access the toilet here, and your guest can access the toilet here. And of course, they also have like a allocated dining area that is like here. Okay, so if let's say you are interested in this unit, which I feel is actually better as compared to the 1 bed plus study, only like a few thousand top up, maybe you can consider this as well. I mean, if let's say budget is not a constraint for you. And then I would strongly suggest you to go for like stack 15 first because of the view. Then if let's say your queue number wasn't very favorable, because I do predict that this model here will have a very fierce competition. And if let's say you do not have the luxuries to choose, then you have no choice to go for stack 5, then probably you can choose from level 2 to 10 first, because that is where you will not be affected by this RC ledge. Okay, then subsequently 21 to level 30. Okay, so now I will do a direct comparison between the 1 bed plus study versus the 2 bed 1 bath, because their square feet, right, is actually very, very, very close. So you can see, right, for this 1 bed plus study at 517 square feet, and this 2 bed 1 bath is 592 square feet. So you just need to like top up an additional about 187,000 for extra proper bedroom, which you can fit in a queen size bed. And of course, the master bedroom here, which can fit a king size bed as compared to this master bedroom in the 1 bedder, only queen size, you can see here. And also for this top up, you can have a kitchen with windows and also a proper dining area. So if let's say budget isn't a constraint for you, I will personally feel that you should go for a 2 bed 1 bath unit, be it for own stay or be it for investment, because based on my calculations for rental here, Gem Residence rental for a 2 bedroom can command for like 3,008 to like maybe 4,000. Yeah, so if let's say we were to take like 3,008 as a rental here, your rental yield can go up to like 3.1 as compared to the 1 bedder, which is like below 3. Okay, so if let's say you are interested to buy, stay, and subsequently rent out, then one bed, one bath is something that you should consider because of the price point and also the rentability. Okay? Okay, so next, the other second layout for the 2 bedroom is a 2 bed, 2 bath, 6 square feet in the dumbbell layout. So what we mean by dumbbell is that they have like the 2 bedroom that is like here and here, just like side by side, the opposite of the house. Why people actually like this dumbbell layout, right, is that there isn't any wasted space on the corridor, which probably the next layout that I will show you. Yeah, so also same thing, they have like 2 stack in the north, which is stack 1, and also south is stack 11 here. So of course, because when it comes to like bigger and bigger room, right, you do have to take note that it's actually for buyers probably with younger family. So if let's say you want to have like a better view, then probably you should go for the south side. But if let's say view isn't so much of what you need, then you probably can go for the north side. Okay, because the north side will be affected by the RC ledges here. Okay, so here you can see very standard with like two bedroom that is like here. Hold on, 2 bedroom here. And then for the common bedroom, same thing, it has this Jack and Jill door here, which is like very good. Like if let's say you have guests that coming over to your house, then they no need to go through the toilet through the common bedroom, can just go through like here. Okay, and of course this enclosed kitchen that is like tucked to one side, you can easily seal this up. Okay, and you have a glass panel that is like here, can allow the kitchen to have more lights. But the downside for this as compared to just now the 2 bed 1 bath is that they do not have the windows here, so cannot walk here. Then probably your only light source will come from here. So next is the 2 bed 2 bath. This is a traditional layout at 678 square feet. So why would I say it's a traditional layout is that you can see from this floor plan is that once you walk in, right, then all the units is actually tucked to like one corner of the house. So it is like more privacy. Like your guests walking to the house, right, then they only can see the living room, and then all the bedroom is actually parked to one side for privacy reason. So this is more of a traditional layout. And of course, there is like 2 stack that have this layout. One is at stack 10 and one is at stack 20. So these 2 stack, right, both will be affected by the RC ledge here. So, but it's only like certain unit will have this RC ledge. So if let's say you're interested to get this this unit, this layout, do visit the show flat and identify whether you want the RC ledge, and then do your unit selection from there onwards lah. Okay, so yep, let's do a comparison here then. So side by side comparison, the 2 bed 2 bath. So on the left is the dumbbell layout, on the right is the traditional layout here. So like I mentioned here, the pros for this dumbbell layout is all the efficient use of space that you do not have like wasted here lah. Okay, that means all the space that you pay for is actually well used. And of course, you have the enclosed kitchen as compared to the traditional, which is going to be an open kitchen concept. But of course, if let's say you want to do a seal up, maybe possible with glass panel lah. But if let's say when it comes to kitchen, probably quite hard to clean also lah. Okay, then of course, the other good thing is that this 2 bed 2 bath is a Jack and Jill door, meaning your guests can come in from here, and both bedroom here will have access to the bathroom itself. But whereas for the traditional layout, this bedroom too will not have the access to the bathroom. That means they have to like walk out lah. So it's just a common bathroom. Okay, and then of course the DV box placement. I'm not sure about anyone else, but for me, having like a good Wi-Fi is actually very crucial. And usually, if let's say the DV box is actually here, right, the master bedroom or usually won't be able to receive much of the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi signal will be very, very weak. So if let's say you choose this traditional layout, you probably have to invest in like the mesh Wi-Fi. But that is just like a side topic lah, but it really depends on you. But whereas for this dumbbell layout, right, when the DV box is here, your Wi-Fi probably can reach everywhere lah, everywhere around the house. So even if you want to have wide, like the mesh or not, it's not going to affect you a lot. Okay, so for this two layout, I would personally feel that for the traditional layout on the right here, right, it's more suitable for own stay, for families and all this. For 2 bed 2 bath is open up more option. You can be for own stay, and if let's say in future you decided to move, you can also still keep it for rental purpose. Okay. Okay, so next is the 2 bed 2 bath plus study. For this, I would really feel that main of the bulk buyer, right, is like more of a family, small family, young family starting up for their investment journey. Okay, so here, of course, what is new here is there is an extra study that is like here. Okay, then it will be on the two stack 9 and stack 19. Both will have RC ledgers, but like I mentioned, you do have to visit the show flat to see like specifically how these RC ledgers will affect you. So you can do your short list of like the units that you actually prefer. But good thing about these two units is that they are both inward facing the pool. Okay, and of course, tuck-in kitchen. Sadly, no windows here lah. Okay, and then your source of light will come in here because here will be like a glass panel. Then 2 toilets, but for this study, here, you also can have like the Jack and Jill toilets. Unlike the traditional one where the common bedroom will not have the direct access to the toilets. Okay, so here, my predictions is that personally, I would suggest you to go for stack 9 because of the view towards the south here. And you probably can get from like level 11s onwards lah. So you probably have like a pretty good view already. If let's say you missed the chance, you couldn't choose, then probably you can do like other shortlists as well. So if let's say you are very confused or like do not know which unit you can shortlist, you can feel free to reach out to me lah. Then we can do like the analysis together. Okay? Okay, so now it's a 2-bedroom fierce fight. So I have placed all the 2 bedrooms here for a comparison for you. Starting from the left is the smallest 2 bed 1 bath, then followed by the 2 bed 2 bath traditional units, and then lastly is the one with 2 bed plus study. So you can see I have done the price calculations here at the bottom using 2005 PSF. So you can see like the jump is actually quite a lot lah. So for the smaller 2 bedroom, probably like 1.48, starting from 1.48, then probably for like the biggest 2 bedroom is already like 1.75 already. So if let's say budget isn't a constraint for you and you're buying for family, these are like my preference. First is, of course, number 1 is the 2 bed 1 bath because of its pricing and also its possible rental in the future. Even if let's say I have a family, I want to buy for own stay first, then subsequently for rental, this is going to be like, the price point is going to be very safe and also will give me like a very good rental yield as well. Then followed by the dumbbell shape here. This is my second choice because of the extra space, especially if let's say you have kids, then you probably need more extra space for your storage lah. Then Third would be this one, which is the traditional layout. One reason, because the whole development only they only have this layout here. So the other three layout is actually all the dumbbell layout. So if let's say there are specific buyers that loves the traditional layout, then probably I will go for this. And then lastly, of course, if let's say you do have a choice, the luxury to choose your 2-bedroom, then probably you can choose this one. Of course, if you have the luxury to choose, then probably choose the 1, 2, and third one. Then the fourth one is really bo pian. Then no choice. If you want to start your investment, then you want to buy for your own stay, then you have no other things to pick on the 2-bedroom, then you can go for this. Okay, so now next would be the 3-bedroom here. So 3-bedroom, there are like 3 layouts, so which I will share with you later on. The guiding price actually starts from 2.1 that you can see here. Okay, the first 3-bedroom layout, which is the smallest layout at 850 square feet, 3-bed 2-bath. Okay, so you can see they are actually at the 2 sides here. On the north side is actually stack 6, and then on the south side is stack 16. What's interesting is that it's the south side that will be affected by the RC ledge. So if RC ledge is something that you do not want to have, then probably you have to do your selection wisely lah. Okay, so straight on to the layout here. What's good about this layout, right, is this 3-bed 2-bath is a dumbbell layout that you can see. Like 2 of the bedroom is actually tucked at one side, and then the other one is one side here. Okay, and of course, first, the second one is the enclosed kitchen. But interesting thing is that the 850 square feet layout, right, can have a store can allow you to put in your luggage or stuff that is specifically that you can put in the stores. So it's very interesting. Usually we don't see a store in a small 3-bedroom compact in other projects, but this one you can do it. And of course, the bedroom 2 here have access to the bathroom here. So it is really interesting because usually the 3-bed 2-bath, right, is in the traditional layout, right, then you do not have the access to the bathroom directly for the common bedroom. But for this, they actually do the Jack and Jill door here. Okay, so downside for this kitchen don't have windows lah. No windows, no walkway, and also your toilets probably don't have windows as well that you see here. No toilets. And then the good thing is you have an allocated dining area that is here. Okay, so if let's say you are a small family that you want to buy into a 3-bedroom, then you are thinking about 2-bed 2-bath plus study, or this 3-bed 2-bath, right? I think this 3-bed 2-bath, the more compact unit, is actually suitable for young family because of the space here isn't of a much different. So one thing caught my interest is that usually for 3-bed, people won't do rental but for one of the project in Toa Payoh, which is the Dram Residence, you can see that they have this very interesting layout. It's called the throw key layout. Okay, this throw key layout, right, namely is that they have here, you see one studio, second studio, and then the third studio here. So meaning, right, when the buyer who actually buy this layout, right, they can rent it out these 3 units individually as a studio apartment. And the rental yield for this unit is very good on because imagine this 1-bedroom, right, you can get 3,000. Then 3,000 is 9,000 for this 3-bedroom. Can easily cover your mortgage. Still got earnings on. So with this, right, maybe possibly you can also look into doing this kind of concept, co-living concept for your this smaller 3-bedroom. So for let's say you are a young family buyer, just starting out, then only have like 1 or 2 kids, then you can actually consider this as a choice of unit, because you can stay first, then subsequently you rent out. And when you rent out, right, what you need to do probably is like you just do one more wall partition here, and then you can rent out like 4 units already, like a co-living concept lah. And this will definitely bring up your rental yield as compared to the 1 bed plus study and also the 2 bed 1 bath that I did the comparison just now. Okay, so see here, you can see if let's say you were to buy this 3 bed 2 bath today, it will be around 2.1 million. And let's say we don't be greedy because not all the unit have attached bathroom like the trophy, right? Then we lower the rental a bit also. Like let's say this master bedroom we go for 2005 because of its direct access to the master bathroom. Then the rest, right, you just rent out as like a normal per room, like 2K each. Then your monthly rental income, right, is already like 8,500 already leh. You see here? 8,500, where on the average, right, a 3-bed rental in GEM, right, only like 5,000. But if you cut them out, right, you can push up your rental to 8,500. And then if given that you've purchased at 2.1 million here, assuming you can loan 30 years, right, you loan 1.6, and using the MAS regulation interest at 4%, which now we know that interest is actually going to drop, the monthly mortgage, even I use 4% to count, is 7,600 per month. And if let's say you can get 8,500 per month, still got change, still got profit. So this one, the rental yield is really, you can see it's very good at 4.8, because usually if you have a rental yield of 3, especially in today's very challenging market, right, 3 is actually pretty good already. But if for this you can get like rental yield up to 4.8, worth considering, especially if you are starting out as an investor for property. This one you can consider, because you can have like multiple choice. If let's say you want to do it for a co-living concept for rental, you can have it. Or if let's say in the next few years you have someone that you want to settle down with and you want to have your own family, you can use this as your own stay as well. Okay. So next is the exit strategy. So usually for 3-bedder, right, people who buy it are actually HDB upgraders. And remember just now when I began from my slide, right, is that HDB upgraders near you, right, is actually very important, because they will want to prefer to stay around the same area. So just now when I highlight in my site plans, there's like this 4 new HDB, right? Guess how much they are selling? Okay, so now you can see for this is actually at Toa Payoh Crest, just a 4-bedroom, the 4-room HDB here, right? You can see that they already command up to like 1.2, 1.15 kind of like pricing here in today's market. Okay, so fast forward maybe like 3 years later, they should be able to command at this price or even higher. Okay, because of like the prime location, and around you there isn't like much of a new HDB. So let's do their affordability. Okay, so for this, right, for HDB upgraders, right, using this as an example, Toa Payoh Crest, when the buyer first buy into this 4-room HDB, right, the BTO price actually ranging from around 428K to 548K. So we take an average in between. We use like 480K like that. Okay, and now their selling price is at maybe on an average 1.1. So after the sales, right, using this 1.1 minus 487K, the proceed is about 613K, plus their accumulated CPF and their OA. Their down payment, they can easily afford up to 793K. Okay, so this is actually for the down payment side lah. Assuming if let's say now you buy the Orie 850 square feet, and you purchase it for 2.1 mil, right? And next time if you getting your key TOP, you want to sell it, right? Let's say we sell it for a 300k additional profit. Sell it at 2.5. Possible or not? Like, will the HDB upgrader have the fund to purchase your unit? So now we do a calculation. 25% down payment here for a 2.5 is about 625,000. Plus the buyer's stamp duty works out to be around 95k. So the total here is about 720k. Yeah. So you can see that if let's say they were to use today's data, they got access to do an upgrade here. Yeah. Of course, this is only for the initial part of the down payment, but at least you can see that their first hurdle is already like crossover. The rest of the 75% would depend on their salary, how much they earn, the ability to loan. Of course, now we can see that given that in this current situation, they actually can afford the down payment for the units here if in future you want to sell at 2.5. Okay? Okay, so now 3 bed 3 bath is more on the premium side already because there's like 3 bathroom. So here one stack that has this layout is on the stack 13 here. Okay, facing the south side, so you have a very good city view. So one good thing about this layout is that it's actually a corner unit. You can see tucked at one side. Privacy max. So no footfall that's going to your place beside you and your opposite neighbor. And for this, right, you have a unit that is like a very tall HDB here lah. Okay, you can see, refer to the site plans. So probably in order for you to get a very premium unit, you need to get above 19th floor to have like the CBD view. And for this, it comes with a traditional layout. That means you walk in here with all your bedroom tucked at one corner. Then kitchens is here. And then your living room, dining, all here. And for this, you have a bomb shelter already. Okay, so for this premium layout, it comes with a yard for you to dry your clothes, bomb shelter, and extra WC. Probably you can use it for your mates. Yeah, so this is actually a pretty standard kind of like 3 bed 3 bath layout for families today. Okay. Okay, next, 3 bed 3 bath in another bigger size, 1044 square feet, facing the north side. For this, later I will do a direct comparison, but mainly is on the corridor, the walkway side here, which is like more elongated. That means if let's say you have food delivery or anything, the people can't see directly to your living room, so you have more privacy. So for this unit is only at stack 7. Good thing is that for this, right, you just clear level 12, which is like the HDB in front of you. There's like probably like level 12 max, right? As long as you clear level 12, right, you still can get to see a very nice views of like all the houses that is like in Toa Payoh and in Bishan and Ang Mo Kio. So I will feel that this unit is actually also not too bad when it comes to view. Okay, same thing like the previous layout is that you have the extra WC here, you have your yard, you have your home shelter, everything is good. Okay, and then you have a tuck-in kitchen that is here. It's actually mostly the same lah. Okay, so now we do a direct comparison between these 2 3-bedroom. Like if let's say you are interested to get a 3-bedrooms unit here for your family, which one should you get? Okay. So C2 is the one with the better facing is towards the south view lah, which is the CBD view, and the C2A here is towards your Bishan Ang Mo Kio view. Okay. So you can see these two layouts actually nothing much difference. The square feet difference probably lies in this corridor area only. Yeah, only these two corridor here lah. Okay, then you can see all the bedroom can fit in queen size, queen size, queen size, queen size. Not much different. So, but because of the view for the southern side, right, I do see that there will be a premium added on the PSF for the C2 layout here. Probably if let's say I do like a 3% premium, this one will work out to be like at 2.634 million, whereas for this layout here is about 2.61 million for a 3-bedroom. Okay, so now doing the comparison for this C2 and C2A, personally I feel that C2 will have like a better view because of its south orientations, but because of the better view also comes with a premium price tag to it lah. Okay, if let's say the difference is like 3% difference, right? Meaning because of the south view, the price, let's say on the same level, the price premium difference, right, is only 3%, right? I would go for the better view because I'm only paying like extra 24,000. Assuming if let's say the starting for this price here is like 2005 PSF, then I just add a 3% premium to this south view. So 24,000 more, but I get to have like more better view. I think it's quite worth it lah. But if let's say the premium set by the developer is actually more than 5 or maybe around 5, you can get to choose whether you want the south of the or the north facing kind of like layout, because I feel eventually when you were to sell to the market, right, a bigger square feet will benefit you more lah. Maybe the buyer not going to see so much of the view, so this one you can actually do a selection yourself. But if let's say it's actually more than a 5% premium, which works out to be more a top up of another 100k, right, then I feel that you should actually consider the bigger layout instead. Okay? Okay, the last 3-bedroom unit here, which is the 3-bed 3-bath dual key at 1130 square feet. Okay, so for this layout here, right, of course it is a dual key, meaning there is a separate units that's like here. Who will buy this unit? Personally, I feel that this is actually for multi-gen or maybe for investor with young families that they want to rent out like a unit to help them ease the mortgage. Okay, ease the mortgage by renting out this unit here. Then they only needs like a 2-bedroom here. Okay, or maybe like a multi-gen where your elder parents can stay here. Then you and your family can stay here because like maybe the elderly find that the kids are too noisy. Okay, so for this unit here, because of its dual key and also is at 1130 square feet, the starting price will be around like 2.8. Quite steep. Yeah, so I really no idea who will buy this unless you really have this need, because this unit as compared to the upcoming that I'm going to show you, the 4-bedder, the square feet, right, is actually very close. So unless you really want to rent this unit out to help you ease your mortgage, which is not going to be a lot, probably like just half of your mortgage. Yeah, actually probably that's about it. Okay, then now for this, you can see that this unit is only available on the north side. North side, good thing is that because the HDB in front of you is actually on the lower floor, so you probably just clear like level 12 and above can already. So you can have like a very good residential view across like the Bishan, Ang Mo Kio area. And good thing for this is that if let's say in future you want to convert it to like a proper 3-bedroom, you can do so as well here. Yeah, and comes with like a bomb shelter, then balcony and all this. So one good thing about this is that this dual key, right, this unit has the access to the pantry. So it actually kind of like very similar to the landed kind of space. Like usually you go to like people's house, right, at level 3, they don't want to walk down to the kitchen, right, then they will have like a small pantry outside the level 3 bedroom, so that you can have like maybe you want to cook Maggi mee or you want to take water, you have like this easy access. It's like pretty self-sustainable in this unit here, like you do not need to like walk out to the kitchen and etc. So this is actually pretty suitable for those multi-gen. If let's say you have elder parents, you want to let them stay with you, yeah, this is probably very suitable. Okay, so now the 3-bedroom comparisons. Okay, so this 3-bedroom comparison, right, you can see on the left, I actually put the Dumbbell, which is the smaller compact 3-bed 2-bath, and then followed by all the other traditional layouts that's like on the right. So for me, my first preference, right, of course goes to the one with the better view, because for 3-bedroom onwards, right, those who actually buy is for own stay. So view is actually very important, because every day you walk into the house, then you are greeted by this like skyline. It's actually a very good feeling lah. So it's like really money well spent. Okay, so for me, I will go for this C2 layout first. Okay, but only provided if the premium is actually 6% or lesser. 6% or lesser as compared to the C2A. But if let's say the premium set by the developer is like really too high, then it's not worth to pay the extra for the elongated corridor, which you can see is like here. Yeah, then I probably will just go straight to the C2A layout, but this C2A layout is only probably going to face the north side, but you probably have to like clear level 12 and above, and you will still get a pretty good view of like the residential area like in Ang Mo Kio and Bishan, just not the CBD view lah, but still not too bad lah. Okay, then my third choice would be the Dumbbell one, which is like this, the smallest layout here. Okay, so despite being smallest, right, the entry price will be like very affordable. Second is that if let's say next time you want to, because of any plans that you need to move to a bigger space, then this you want to do a rent out, the possibility for co-living is also very good as well. So this is actually very good for young families, I feel. Okay, and then lastly, my fourth choice would be this like traditional layout here lah, which is the dual key, which I find it like neither here nor there, because if let's say you want to rent out this dual key, also cannot help you cover mortgage, then, and the size is very close to a 4-bedroom. So if let's say you can top up a little bit, you can get a 4-bedder, go for it. Okay, so now we're going to go for the 4-bedroom analysis for the Orie. So for 4-bedroom, I feel it's actually very nicely priced, and it's actually more like the highlight for this project here lah, okay, because of the entry price, which I will share with you later. So this 4-bedroom, there is like 3 layout, but actually basically only like 2 layout lah, okay, because the 4-bedroom, right, 1216 square feet, the two is actually very similar, okay, and the starting price is at 2.9 here in Toa Payoh, which is a price that you don't really see in new launch that often anymore lah. Okay, so if let's say you're interested in a 4-bedroom, do consider, because this is really very nicely priced, and whatever that you need is actually set in for lah. Okay, so here is the first 4-bedroom layout that you see. This one is D1, the one that is like facing inwards. Okay, 1216 square feet. I will jump straight to the next one because they are actually quite similar, except like the facing is different. So this is actually D2, but better facing the south for stack 617. So if let's say these two were to be like compare side by side, right, the first that I will go for is actually for the better view, because 4-bed usually is like for homestay already, so a better view will be actually much preferred. Good thing about this unit, this 4-bedroom unit, right, they are all tucked at the corner. Privacy gao gao. So it's like really no other footfalls that's like coming towards your unit beside you and your opposite neighbors. For this D1, right, which is here, face the pool. But for this D2, which I feel is a more premium stack, will have like the city view. Then the rest for them is actually very similar. They have like wet and dry kitchen layout, okay, and then traditional layout come with the yard, bomb shelter, and all this, and also you can put in an 8-seater, okay. But one thing that I don't quite like for this 4-bedder onwards is that it doesn't have like the landscape living room already lah. Okay, probably because this sizing, in order for you to squeeze to a 4-bed, you have to do some sacrifice. But for newer launch, 4 beds onwards, usually you will get to see a landscape kind of living room, meaning you will have a very wide living room frontage that you can oversee the skyline. So it's actually a very grand and nice feeling to have. Okay, but for this, developer has made the 4-bed 3-bath in this 1216, which is very impressive because you have a store, you have an extra bedroom, which in other new launch, right, 1216 is actually equivalent to like a 3-bedroom kind of like layout. But for this, developer can squeeze 4-bedroom. Wow, impressive actually. Because of this, the entry price is actually very attractive. Okay, so now I'm going to do a direct comparison for this 4-bed 3-bath that I told you is actually very, very, very similar. So personally, I would prefer to go for the D2, which is the south facing, because of their square is still the same. So if let's say you can have a choice, go for the south facing. Okay, the difference here, right, probably is just going to be the longer corridor here. But other than that, nothing much lah. Oh yeah, still got one more. It's the DV box placement. Okay, so like if let's say you really want to have like a very good Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi is super crucial to you, right? Then you probably choose this layout lah. But this is actually small issue lah. You can actually settle it yourself with like installing the Wi-Fi mesh lah. Okay, so personally, I will feel that I will still go for this layout with a better view, given that all the bedroom and the living room, right, all can see the skyline view. So you wake up, you can see the skyline view is actually very fantastic lah. Okay? Okay, so now I'm doing a comparison for harmonized versus non-harmonized. Okay, just now I mentioned that in new launch project, right, then about 1216 square feet is equivalent to the new project, the 3-bedder layout, right? So the project I meant is actually Trump Park. Trump Park is actually a non-harmonized project, meaning your AC latch is actually included in the floor plan. Okay, so you can see for this, right, Trump Park 3-bed at 1206 square feet, right? On average, they really transacted about 3.15 mil already. But if let's say you were to get this unit, the 4-bedder, right, at 2.9, 4-bedder 2.9 Toa Payoh, near Braddell MRT, pricing very, very attractive. Okay, because even for Trump Park, the 4-bedder is already 3.45 mil already. So you can see just immediately comparison like this, right? This Toa Payoh, the Orie harmonized project, 2.9, easily you can have like a 500 kind of like saving entry as compared to the Trump Park here already. So it's actually really, really nicely priced. It's very, very, very attractive. Okay, so move on. We do the next 4-bedroom comparison, which is the 3-bed 3-bath plus study. So this is 4-bedroom with additional study layout lah. Okay, only one stack, which is here, stack 18, facing the CBD area, but facing the Toa Payoh Bishan side, but you probably will just see your neighbors but it's pool view lor. pool view, corner unit, traditional layout. Then one good thing is that all the units here is actually tucked to like one corner. All can fit in at least a queen size bed. You have your dry and wet kitchen. You have your additional bathroom here. You have your bomb shelter here. All the very decent kind of like layout that you need for your family is actually all there. Okay, so one thing extra here is the study area, which is here. Okay, it's going to be like a full-length window. So I think it's actually not bad lah. Okay, but for paying that extra more for the study, let's see. Okay, so now here we do a direct comparison of all the 4-bedder. Being these two, right, is the 1216 square feet, and this is the one with the extra study that is like located here. But you can see because of the square feet difference, you need to top up like 377,000 for just extra study. I'm not sure if you think it's worth it or not, but 300 plus for a study room, not even a proper room, maybe you should reconsider. If let's say you need the extra room or anything, maybe you can consider like a 5-bedder. But of course the 5-bedder will be like an extra more top up. But also for 5-bedder, right, it will comes with a lot of other additional feature which I will go through in depth later. Okay, but if let's say personally you ask me, 377,000 top up for the extra study space, I feel not quite worth it lah. Okay, cause neither here nor there, just a small room, nothing much lah. So I rather like have a little bit more than for a 5-bedroom with other additional feature. Okay, so now let's do a 4-bedroom comparison to your neighbor project. So first we start off with Trevista, which is also near you. Okay, so Trevista has this 4-bedroom non-harmonized. Okay, non-harmonized although it's big at 1561 square feet, but those non-harmonized also include all these like planter, your bay window, quite a lot of wasted space that I have highlighted in yellow here. So if you were to put their floor plan side by side for comparison, you can see that the efficient use of space, the space that you can use is actually similar. Very, very similar. But if let's say you are going to buy a resale in Trevista, you're going to pay more because of non-harmonized 1561 square feet. Okay, as compared to Orie, which is harmonized, and you're going to pay only for those space that you use, the efficient use of space. So eventually I will feel that moving forwards, when there's a lot of more buyers that's looking for a bigger unit, right, the Orie layout will be better than Trevista because of all this planter, bay window, cannot use, cannot hack, don't know what you can do to it. Okay, so in case you're not sure what this planter and bay windows, how they looks like, right? So it will look like this, make your room very small. Then you probably have to spend additional cost to do like a special carpentry to fit in your bed. Yeah, and then you can see this extra space here. Yeah, so these are the space that you pay for, but cannot do anything unless you want to put your shampoo or anything that's there lah. But if all these are lying around, actually quite unsightly lah for a 4-bedroom. Okay, now let's do a comparison to the Gem Residence 4-bedder, which I feel that actually this, if let's say you were to buy the Orie 4-bedder, right, your competitor for 4-bedder will come directly from this Gem Residence because their layout is actually pretty nice. Okay, so you can see for Gem Residence, right, you walk in, then you have like this landscape. This is the landscape living space that I mentioned. Okay, but downside is that sayang, they never do the balcony longer, only like do it halfway. Okay, as compared to yours is just like this, but they also have like a longer frontage lah. So this will be the advantage of like this gem residence 4-bedder. And then another thing that I find very good for this gem residence, right, is that you see they are 4-bedroom come with attached bathroom It's like your junior master already as compared to your this 4-bedroom is only like all the 3 individual bedroom don't have like your attached bathroom So if let's say for future buyer that comes in, they are going to stay with elderly which needs their additional bedroom, then probably you will lose out okay? But of course, having said the pro side of the gem residence, there's also some downside for the gem residence which I really don't understand, but we see. Like for example, when you walk in, right, why do you need an extra balcony here to dry your clothes You just need like a small yard to dry your clothes You do not need to have like balcony to dry your clothes. So this is one thing. Then the other thing is that as compared to the Orie, there is no dry kitchen. It's like you walk in here, it's just directly into the kitchen, wet kitchen. Okay, and then next is that for gem residence only got a store, whereas for the Orie you have a bomb shelter. Okay, so usually in Singapore, we don't really use bomb shelter for emergency. We usually use it for storage purposes. But when it comes to like times of emergency that you need to use the bomb shelter, I hope that one day we don't use it okay? But if let's say you really need to at least you and your family don't need to go and squeeze with other people You have your own home shelter as compared to gem resident which only have their own store to keep their stuff. Then of course, because gem being the non-harmonized, you have a big RC ledge here. Okay, so even though you are like slightly bigger in size, but this RC ledge eat up to your space already. Okay, so move on to the next 5-bedroom. Okay, so now finally we are going to the 5-bedroom of the Orie. So for 5-bedroom, right, 1 layout only, and the estimated price starting from 3.4 million. Okay, so I will do an analysis for this and see if this 5-bedroom is actually worth considering if let's say you need a big size. Okay, so here you can see this 5-bedroom comes with 4-bedroom, 1453 square feet. For a harmonized project, I think this is actually pretty efficient use of space, but lack of some of the advantages as compared to other 5-bedder that is like in other area which is more, it has more I would say outstanding layout as compared to this. Okay, so when we first come in here, right, okay, 5-bedroom, awesome, private lift. Okay, it has its own private lift and also the back door that is tucked behind at the wet kitchen here. Okay, so this layout is good that it comes with a private lift, but downside is that usually for 5-bedroom, it's actually more of a premium kind of like units that's in the project already. But this one, same thing, it doesn't comes with a landscape kind of like frontage here It's only just like this, and also the master bedroom also normal, don't have the walk-in wardrobe. So if let's say I were to pay for this much, I would want to have like a wide frontage living area, and also good to have like a walk-in wardrobe in the master area, private lift, also good okay? So here for this 5-bedroom, there's like 2 stacks that you see. One is here, the south side, stack 12, and then the one here, stack 2. Okay, so this is the first one that I would choose this north side first because of its south facing. Okay, so you can actually see like for my previous layout, I usually will choose like this block here, the block 12 here because of its better facing, but the rest only for this 5-bedder, right, I would choose this block 10 instead for this 5-bedder because of its direct facing to the south, and just before you, right, is only like a very low rise HDB that is like probably 4 stories. So as long as you clear like 5-6 level, right, you will have like pretty good view already. But of course, the higher you go, the better view you have lah. Okay, so whereas for this south side, right, despite facing the inward side, right, you probably only have like a HDB that's like 12 story in front of you. So as long as you clear the 12 story and above, right, you also get to see the Bishan, the Ang Mo Kio view as well. It's also pretty nice as well. Okay, so for this, of course, you have your dry and wet kitchens here, your home shelter, your yard, all comes with it. And then for this 5-bedroom, your junior master comes with attached bathroom liao. Okay, as compared to the 4-bedder that doesn't come with attached bathroom. So it's a very pretty decent kind of like layout lah. Okay, so now let's do a comparison. Okay, so for this, right, okay, 5-bedroom. So when it comes to 5-bedroom, about 3.4 million, right, usually you will ask like who will buy. I mean, 3.4 you can also buy a landed already, but why would you want to buy a 5-bedroom here? Okay, so we will go in depth for this lah. Okay, so first is the limited supply of the 5-bedroom that you see in District 12. Okay, so in the past, I think the biggest that the developer build is only up to like 4-bedder. Then if let's say they need a bigger space or like more rooms, they will go for the landed. But in recent years, we do start to see that there are people actually buying bigger and bigger. I mean like more rooms lah. Okay, so you can see the supply here for 5-bedroom in District 12, and I mean District 12 means I include the Balestier and Bendemeer Road, that area as well, not just in the Toa Payoh area. So if let's say just the Toa Payoh area, right, as we all know that there's very limited condos, there's not a lot of condos, especially like new launches. This is like the first one after 8 years. So if let's say we were to see all the supplies, 5-bedroom supplies in the whole of District 12, total only add up to 43, and your direct competitor probably comes from Gem Residence here, which later I will compare the layout. Then you can see why the Orie 5-bedder will have an advantage over the Gem Residence. So to make you feel that this 5-bedder is actually quite safe to purchase, I also put in the last transactions of the 5-bedder that is like around the area. You can see that the prices has already started to transacted at 4.3 for this Dumas back in December 2020, and also the last transacted for Vista Residence here at 4 mil already. So you can see this 5-bedder do have people buy. It's not that they don't have any buyers. So if let's say you can get a 5-bedroom that's like about 3.5-ish, I think it's a very safe entry price for you to enter, given that now is a harmonized layout. Is all the money that you spend is the efficient layout that you can use for all your living needs lah. Okay. Okay, so now let's do a 5-bed 3-bath comparison for the resale here. So on the left is the Orie at 1452 square feet, and for Gem Residence is 1313 square feet. So Gem Residence is actually smaller, plus is non-harmonized, means your aircon latch is also included. Okay, so it's actually I would say not so much preferred lah. Okay, I'll let you know why. Okay, so first thing first, you can see when you walk in, right, very long walkway. Okay, but maybe for privacy, yeah, for 5-bedroom, yes, you probably need that, and you have like a very wide frontage area. But one thing still very wasted is they don't extend the balcony here, so your wide frontage area is actually not very wide frontage viewing also. So yeah, if let's say you really go and view this unit, if you like it for the wide frontage area, then probably Gem Residence will have the edge over the the Orie. But when you do an in-depth analysis, you will find it that for this 5-bedder, they only have one wet kitchen. They don't have the dry kitchen as compared to the Orie. And of course, the yard here, not a yard, it's a balcony. I don't understand why do they need such a big balcony here to dry your clothes. And the extra bathroom here is actually quite big, quite wasteful here lah. If let's say you are going to let your maid to use, usually you will see WC is like just one small corner one, okay? But for this is actually quite huge. And of course, not to forget to mention, you can see this 5-bedroom. I don't understand why the Gem resident 5-bedroom layout is not as well planned as their 4th bedroom, because you can see here, right, is single bed. You cannot even put in like a queen size bed. And of course, there's also no attached bathroom like the 4-bedroom just now that I mentioned, that I showed you for Gem residents. So this 5-bedroom layout for the Gem residents cannot really lose an edge to the Orie lah, because Orie here you have like junior master here, then you have private lift, you also have your own bomb shelter, where for Gem residents you only probably have like a small storage, and your rooms, right, got 2 rooms here. These 2 only can fit a single bed. And you can see the other rooms here, right, although they can fit like a queen size bed, but you need to tuck to one corner. So the room, right, as compared to the Orie, right, is definitely smaller. So if let's say next time you want to sell, right, when the buyer comes in, they do a direct comparison, right? Actually, no need to come in, they do a comparison like this, right? They already know already, like one look, they already know the Orie has a better layout. Okay? Okay, so now let's do a 5-bed 3-bath comparison for the new launch. So I take the Trump Park because it's actually Trump Park recently just launched, like in November, and it's actually quite hot. So now I actually want to do a comparisons for this, the 5-bedroom, too, so you know whether you are having like a better edge. In terms of location wise, Orie already outright, I would say, better location because it's in Toa Payoh, whereas for Trump Park is at the Lorong Chuan there. Okay, so here you can see for Trump Park, right? Good thing about Trump Park layout is that they have the junior master here, tucked at one corner. So if let's say you are doing it, I mean you buy this unit for multi-gen, you want to live in with your parents, so parents can live at one side and your own family can live in the other side of the house lah. Then downside is that there is no private lift, so you only have one direct access here, whereas for Orie you have your own private lift. Okay, so for premium projects, I mean premium units, right, having a private lift, right, is just like you go out to the lift open, then it's just your house ready. So it's a very exclusive kind of feeling. So usually for 5-bedder, you have like private lift is actually more preferred as compared to those that doesn't have like a direct access to, like, I mean the private lift access to yourself lah. Okay, but one good thing about Trump Park is that he's at Her Sing. Okay, Trump Park has his and Her Sing, but whereas for the Orie, right, it's just normal lor. The normal bedroom also don't have your walk-in wardrobe here. So that is probably like the downside for the master bedroom side. But whereas if let's say you were to ask me, right, I feel that having a private lift is something new that people sought after in recent years. So if let's say you were to get into like a 5-bedroom, having a private lift and also like a back door here, already give you a different set of social class level lah. Okay, so Orie is something that you definitely can consider. Okay, so now let me do a comparison of the 4-bedder and the 5-bedder for the Orie. So it's like you can see whether the top up is actually worth it or not. So just now when I mentioned the 4-bedroom, like the D1 and D2, their layout is actually very, very similar. So initially when I say you top up 377,000 for extra study area, is it worth it or not? So maybe you can like top up here. You can get like extra room, extra toilet, private lift. But of course that top up also quite pricey. Yeah, is about like 592,000. Is as good as like a HDB in like the outskirt area lah. So if let's say you really want to stay with your parents and you don't mind having the top up, then maybe I will feel that going for the 5-bedroom is actually better than having just like the study. But of course, all this layout is actually depends on your needs, whether you want to stay with your parents or whether do you need an extra room. If you do not need the extra room, you just need like a study, then probably this 4-bed plus study will be suitable for you already because you do not need to top up so much, mah? Correct or not? Okay? Okay, so some of the history of that I pulled up, whether 5-bedroom got people buy or no people buy. Okay, so one thing for the past history is this Marymount supply. So back then, when Gate launched, right, they launched with like a 5-bedder. Then everybody was like saying, why spend so much for a 5-bedder? Then like who will buy? With that amount of price, right, you can buy a landed already. Then why would you still want to buy a condo 5-bedder? But fast forward to today, despite having so many objections, we can see that Gate 5-bedder transactions here. You can see all, I wouldn't say all but most also got profit around like 1 million, which is very, very, very impressive. So even if you were to say 5-bedroom like nobody buy, but you can see like if your nearby neighbor, right, for Gate transaction, there are already this transaction happening means that there are people who actually buy 5-bedrooms. And of course, just now I mentioned, right, given that the 5-bedroom price at about 3.5, 3.6, right, 3.5, right, you definitely can buy a terrace 1,005 square feet freehold somewhere around the area. But why people are still buying this 5-bedroom condo instead of a landed? Having a landed plus is like freehold. Isn't that good? Isn't that like better for your legacy planning if let's say you want to pass on to your kids? Definitely. I would definitely agree that it's actually better to buy the landed with 3.5. But usually this 3.5 million you can buy freehold terrace, right? It's those old, you probably need to rebuild, you need time, extra time and money spent. Okay, so when I say extra time, right, is that because you need to rebuild, be it A&A, you top up another 1 mil, you also need to get all the BCA, SLA, all the approval done up first. Usually will take up 1 year for the approval so that the architect can actually tear down and then like build the unit. And when it comes to like building, you probably have to add additional like maybe 1 or 2 years. So that means when you buy this landed, right, to the day that you can move in, right, you probably need to add in like maybe 3 years later. Yeah, so the time that you're going to spend on rebuilding this and also the amount that you're going to spend on this. So like beside the 3.5 mil that you're going to buy and then get a loan, right, you also need to top up like 1 to 2 mil for A&A or rebuilds depending on your needs. So the money and the time spent is actually quite stressful for young couples if let's say you have very, very tight budgets. But if let's say you do have like additional funds that you can actually work with and finance isn't like so tight on you that you do not need to get a loan, then of course I would definitely recommend you to go and get a landed instead. Then just rebuild it all. Then you have like better legacy planning. Okay, but when it comes to like for younger couples that do not want to do like a maintenance, don't want to get approval, don't want to spend more money, like very tight finance, then probably a 5-bedder condo works better for them. Okay. Okay, so I'm almost coming to the end of my sharing. So one thing is when it comes to the Orie on the booking day itself, right, it is going to be very stressful, okay, because everybody wants to get a unit there. I also predict that the Orie, right, because of its lack of supply in the past, so it's really going to sell like hotcakes on the first day lah. Given that from November when we see EOK, the Trump Park, then Nava Grove, all have very exceptionally good selling. So there are a lot of buyers still out there not able to get a unit. So they will actually definitely come to Orie to see, and it's going definitely to be like a lot of competitions in this area. Okay, so how are you going to prepare? Okay, here I did a price guideline for you to do like a comparison. Okay, so here, right, if let's say you are going to get a 1 bed or 2 bed for investment, right, probably you do not need like the highest price one. Okay, so you probably just try to stick your price that's like around this region. And if let's say when it comes to your queue number that is only going to be higher price, right, then probably you can consider like top up to get like a bigger unit with like maybe about the same price. And also I also pull out the latest transaction in terms of the minimum and the maximum price here. The Trump Park, like how much did they transact that in this recent transaction, so that you know that you don't actually spend too much on it. Okay, so I give you an example. Okay, so for example, if I believe that this is going to happen, especially for investor for 1 bed plus study to 2 bed, and also 2 bed 1 bath, and also this 2 bed 2 bath. So you really need to be prepared. So I give you an example. For example, if let's say for every level, right, the developer is going to like increase a premium of 10,000. So starting price for this, right, is 1.48, and if let's say they increase 10k per level, right, by the time if let's say reach your queue number, only left with like level 21 and is asking for 1.67, then maybe you can consider a 2 bed 2 bath here at level 7, about the same price. Okay, reason being, even though it is at a lower floor, but you get to have extra toilets. And when it comes to like investment unit, right, when view isn't so much of an important factors, you can actually really keep your entry price as low as possible, and also to buy as big as possible. Okay, so this is something that you should take into consideration, that if on the booking day itself that you will put into this kind of situation, then maybe you should consider getting like a 2 bed 2 bath instead of a 2 bed 1 bath of a higher unit. Okay, so that's almost the end of my presentations. So lots of homework has to be done before you head down to the balloting. So one thing that I'll always advise my buyer is to know your threshold. So know how much you can buy and which layout do you prefer. Shortlist, I would say at least 30 units. 30 units. So you will just track off like in terms of your priority, so you won't feel so stressful when it comes to buying on the spot itself. So know your threshold. Don't end up having like buyer remorse, like you buy already then you feel like I shouldn't spend so much on it, or maybe you decided to walk out, then you go and think again, then say actually I can afford why I walk out, why I didn't plan properly, then you will feel like very sad that you didn't have the preparation done beforehand. Okay, so here I'm coming to the end. Then thank you for watching for this long analysis here. So I have already done my analysis, and I hope my analysis have helped you in terms of prioritizing your units and everything. But in case you're still feeling very confused and you need a professional advice, you can also reach out to me, give me a call, and then we can sit down and have a discussion together. Okay, so if you like my content today, so please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next. Bye!